dues.
Give us our
This is injustice.
all we are saying.
All right.
Give us our rights.
Okay, so there you have it. Joining the members, they say former members of Mainstreet Bank, and they're going to go ahead and give us what their story is. And well, yes, indeed, gentlemen, thank you for coming on this morning, as a matter of fact. But let's find out first and foremost, what is the bone of contention? Could you introduce yourself to us and tell us what's the bone of contention about this?
My name is Michael Akintola, a former staff of Mainstreet Bank PLC Limited. And the bone of contention right now is that we were terminated after working for several years with 1 month basic salary instead of giving us a full entitlement, which is redundancy package.
How many years have you put in?
I've put in 31 years. My name is Ayo Sana. I've put in 31 years.
What was your position when you were there, your last position?
Principal manager.
What about you? How many years?
I put 26 years. I joined them in 1986, and I'm a head driver there, controlled with bullion section.
What's your name, madam, and how many years?
My name is Mrs. Otuya Ngozi. I spent 25 years with the bank. My last position was an assistant manager.
Well, Mainstreet Bank used to be
Afribank,
right? So how is it that you work for a bank that long and then they terminate your appointment? People find it hard to believe. Could it have just happened like that? You must have done something wrong. What happened?
In fact, this is man inhumanity to man. I consider this as both spiritual and physical wickedness.
Oh, yes.
If you look at the letter of termination given to us, no reason was stated.
None.
Of course, we did not do anything wrong. There was nothing we did wrong, and due process was not followed in accordance with the collective agreement. Management know that they have heard. Look at the letter that we made available. No reason was stated.
None.
So definitely, because they terminated us the way they did, they have to follow the collective agreement, which states that it has to be redundancy package.
Well, I see the letter you all brought here. You've addressed several press conferences in this matter, and you say they terminated the appointment of over 700 of you.
That's correct.
Is this nationwide or in a particular region or locality?
It is nationwide. Nationwide. Yes.
Okay, so what steps have you taken to see if you could bring this to their attention? Have you reached out to them, and what have they said if you have reached out?
A month after, we did an open letter to the managing director of Tudor Matthews. We copied the presidency, we copied the Senate, the House of Rep, we copied all state governors, we copied MD of ANCOM, CBN, we copied NIDC, NDIC, and even International Labour Organization, the National Security Advisor, Inspector General of Police. As BFI, nothing was done. We have decided also to meet with the various arms of the unions, that's the ASBIFI, the NUBIFI. We went to TUC, we went to NLC, and we've made a lot of publications in the newspapers. Yet, they have not responded positively.
Are you all members of all those unions that you mentioned?
Yes, we are.
Are you written to them?
Yes.
You
Full
pay,
member.
You pay your dues to the
Yes. Up to the last cover.
So how come as BFI, no
And we are
BFI?
tax-paying members of Lagos State Government. We've been to BRF, and it's written on our behalf to the management,
Yes.
and they have not responded.
Till today?
Yes.
So the management has not called any of you across the country for anything?
Nah.
They have
There's
not
an
called us.
issue there.
What is it?
The president of ASBIFA is now the PRO of the Mainstreet Bank.
Main Street.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
of
what's his
course.
name? Who's that?
Salako is the name.
Salako is his name. He's a member of our staff.
He's our staff member.
Did you reach out to him when this was happening?
Yes.
In fact, he
Before
signed off
One
this.
person talk.
He signed it off.
Yes. If he didn't sign it up, management will not carry out the action.
No, but they are union. They're not supposed to. If we check.
That's why we are even here. We can't go to him. He cannot even protect our interest.
Oh dear.
In fact, let me even add.
Yeah.
There was a time he came to the head office to address a Congress meeting. He himself came to the head office and told us that we should just maintain our cool. All he was waiting for was for management to terminate just 5 people, and the union will come down heavily on the bank. Management first tested the waters with 33 people. Nothing happened. We called him. He kept quiet. Thereafter, they terminated over 700. He has not said a word since then to say, management, this thing that you have done is not good. So just believe he has been compromised.
What about the management of Mainstreet Bank now? Because in the letter of the press conference which you addressed some weeks ago, you say some of the complaint here is that they terminated your services without reason, query, allegation of wrongdoing or fraud. And you also say they made you sign undertaking under duress.
That's correct.
Never to challenge their inhuman and wicked acts in any court of law. Is that correct?
It's correct. There is a document to that effect.
You got that document?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your demand now?
Our demands are that they meet the correct labor law, they pay us a redundancy package, and we've all not gone on leave for 2012. They should pay us our leave allowance, and they pay us our passage allowance for the year, prorate 13-month basic salary for the year, and they pay us our July salary as our leave for the year, and they correct our letter, the injustice letter they wrote of termination, because we have worked for the bank properly. They should rewrite the correct thing. Is either service longer required or retirement or resignation. They should follow the due process.
And respect
the collective agreement, please.
There's a collective agreement that needs to be respected. And what we are calling for is that you do not, for somebody who has held position of risk for the bank for over 25 years, you do not throw the person into the labor market as if he was a non-entity. Banking job is a risk job. We keep people's money. And if you work for 25 years and you never stole, it's not as if you never had opportunity to steal. But the question there is that it's simple equity demands that he that worked well for an organization should be remunerated. And that's exactly what we are saying. There's a collective agreement that so states, the position of this. They know it. And the reason for using the word termination for somebody who has spent 31 years in an organization, it leaves much to be desired. It only shows, some level of wickedness of man to fellow human man. You see, what even makes it very difficult, the people meting out this have been settled. This might be their second employment or even the third employment. They have been settled and they know what it takes to have a good life. Then why do you want to deny your fellow human being of that? Some of us joined the organization from when we were just 18 going to 19. We've used our youthful life. And for you to say after 25 years, you want us to be walking on the street like school leavers, we are saying that this is an act, it's an inhumanity to man. And of course, God is surely against this.
All right, what about the letter that you took to the Lagos State government, the one they wrote? Has there been any response on the part of...
No response.
No response. Lagos State government has even written a reminder to them last week, but no response yet.
All right, and so there you have it, guys. Former members of Mainstreet Bank, which used to be Afri Bank, they're here lodging that complaint, saying they've knocked on the doors of Mainstreet Bank, and that door has not just been shut, the door has been slammed against them. They only want to listen. They only want the right things to be done to them. They say about over 700 of them here. And will Mainstreet Bank eventually respond to this? Only time will tell. Well, I'll get back to the studio now, guys. You can take it from here.
Well, many thanks, Chamberlain. Truly, I think we've been knocking at the door of Mainstreet Bank. Hopefully, the door will be open pretty soon. Pretty much later, we should be talking with Mr. Salako. We've been trying to get to the ED, the executive director as well. And, well, we've not gotten any kind of response, but possibly the president of ASBIFI, Mr. Salako, will be speaking with us on this particular matter to respond on what the members, or the former members of staff of Mainstreet Bank have just said.